Hello there.
Well, hello, there, troopers, and welcome back to General Economics Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on another fine Wednesday night. How's everybody doing today? Where's my mic solo? There we go. I knew something was wrong. Oh, come on, cooperate. Okay, there we go. Take two. So I hope that everybody is doing great on this Wednesday night. I hope that your week has been going awesome. Also, I hope that you guys are staying warm in some parts of the country. It is getting to be incredibly cold. Let me adjust here the camera a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better. Yes. So thank you once again for joining me here. Man, we got quite a bit to talk about today. It's been a bit of a roller coaster day if you are a Star Wars fan. Um, we're definitely gonna get into it, of course, today. But um, yeah, yeah, it's been an interesting day to say the least. Very mall centric. I think no surprise there, given the title of the live. So yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit today. We're gonna talk about a couple of news that have dropped since the last time we went live. Um, and again, thank you for joining. Hoping that your week has been going very, very well. Um, Also, hopefully you guys had Monday off. I had Monday off and it was great. Um, that's not true. It was good. It's just I didn't really feel it. Like I wasn't like, super well rested after. But hey, I'll take it. I'll take the extra day off. Because man, we don't got a day off anymore until like the end of May, which is kind of not great. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while till we get our next, holiday. So all right. So, thank you to everybody in the chat. I see you guys commenting. Let's jump right into it. So, even before we started, we had OBP Kenobi in the house. What's going on, man? Guess I'm the first one here. Yes, you are. We got Ultra in the house as well. Appreciate you, man. Obi saying hi to Ultra. Hey, we got Rosa. What is going on? So good to see you. I hope you're staying warm out there because, yeah, if it's getting cold here, I don't even want to think about how it's going over there. But very good to see you, Rosa. I'm happy that you stopped by. Hi, General says OVP. What's going on, man? Hey, we got Chris in the house saying, hey, Jose, what's going on, man? You too, brother. Hoping that you are staying warm. Hi, says Marta. OVP says, hello, the Rosa, Chris, and Marta. Ultra with the eBay pickups. Hey, OVP says Chris. Rosa saying hi to Obi as well. Uh, Ultra with the first custom for 2026. Good job. Nope, work Monday and it was crazy busy. Dang it, man. That kind of sucks. I'm sorry. Hello there, says RMD. What's up, man? Good to see you, brother. How you been? Hey, RMD says OBP. Mi General says Sexy Flexy. What's going on, brother? Um, yeah, I'm hoping you are staying warm as well. You're up north, man. Rosa says flex. OBP. Captain Flex is OBP. Sila says flex. Chris says, yep, expecting 5 to 10 inches of snow this weekend. Nope. No, thank you. We are expecting zero point 0.5 inches, and that's already has us like freaking out. It's like state of emergency all across, the state. Um, been issuing all kinds of warnings. Um, we don't have any more toilet paper in our stores. We don't have water. Fuel is starting to run out in some spots. Things like firewood. Yeah, it's it's starting to be chaos, man. It's kind of funny. Um, because down here it's really only gonna be like 2 days. That's gonna be like below freezing. um, but just with that, we're like, nope, it is Snowmageddon again, and we're having none of it. So yeah, our our stores are starting to get picked clean. So I don't want to think about when we have like a for reals, like bad storm uh, that lasts, like a week, right? Then we'll probably be gone by then. Ultra saying hi to Sexy Flexi. Hello there, OVP says RMD. Yo, we got more in the house. Coming to podcast, bro. An Austin film and TV series. Let's go, dude. I just saw that. I literally just saw that. Your post just before coming live here. Congrats, dude. That is awesome. You've been killing it, dude. It seems like every time I check your Instagram, you're working on a different project, man, and that's awesome. I'm really, really happy for you. Let's say Rosa says, "Oh, it's cold, but we're used to the bad weather." As we say, it's not bad weather, just bad clothes. Oh, I like that. I like that actually. Flag says Rosa. Hey, Chris. Hi, Rosa says Chris. RMD says, "Yeah, it's been great. Hi for more mole stories, though. Oh, for sure. We're gonna talk about it." Oh, look who it is, Star Wars Jen. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Saying hello there. Good to see you, man. OBP says it's dipped down into the 30s a few days here in Florida, but it's 60s midday. Yeah, you know what? Today was it today or yesterday? Yesterday we dipped also. We went down to the 40s, but we were right back up to the 70s, man. 17 today, it got to like 77, something like that. I'm like, dude, how are we supposed to be freezing in like 2 days? And it's so hot right now. Hey guys, it's Zombie Hunter. What's going on, Rob? Thank you so much for coming in, man. Hey, Robert says Rosa. Star Wars Jen saying, what up, zombie? OBP says, hey, zombie. Hey, Jen says Rosa. Hey, Star Wars Jen says OBP. And Ultra. It was very cold weather. I felt like, there you go. That's a good reference, man. That is pretty cold. Tennis and Kite is lined up to be a great one. Oh, we're gonna talk about that too, of course. You better stop by, man. You better check it out. It's in June this year. So yeah, come down, get your sweats on. Hey Rosa said Star Wars Gen. What up, OVP? And hey, General says Star Wars Gen as well. We getting 10 inches Saturday night. Yikes. Of snow? Or what do you mean? I'm just saying Saturday night. Sounds like my kind of Saturday night right there. Just kidding. Hey, Obi Rosa Flex, RMD Gent, and Zilla says Rob. Flex says Star Wars Gent. Flex, that's what she said. Thank you. I was hoping somebody would catch it. Luis saying hi. Sergeant says Sexy Flexy. Yes. So, what? Let me pull up because we had a very recent announcement for our local convention here, SpaceCon, that's going to happen in June here in town in San Antonio. And I just want to show you here. We got a pretty good announcement yesterday of, I think, a pretty popular guest. So we are going to have Jimmy Smith in the house. June 13 and 14, so Saturday and Sunday, out here at SpaceCon San Antonio. You're going to be able to hang out with uh, Papa Organa himself, Jimmy Smith, the OG, of course. We don't, we don't talk about that replacement in Andor. Had to happen, I guess. Also returning is Giancarlo Esposito, and he is part of the fan appreciation lineup. Ooh, I almost missed that word. Appreciate. They appreciate fans. Um, which means that you can get an autograph or a photo op at just 35 bucks. So for 70 bucks, you could walk away with a professional picture and a photograph. I'm sorry, a photograph and an autograph. That's what I meant to say, which is definitely not a bad deal. So SpaceCon does a little bit different. They bring, some of the guests, some of the talent, and they call it a fan appreciation day. And that lineup, it's usually 35 bucks for an autograph and 35 bucks for a picture. So you cannot beat those prices, guys. And so Giancarlo is going to be here as well as we're going to have Ivana Shanko coming into town as well. And it shouldn't surprise you, but Tony is going to be here, Um, Tony from Star Wars Sith. He's gonna show up. As soon as he saw this, he's like, "Bet I'm gonna be there." So again, we are getting a pretty good lineup for this summer, and that's not all. Like we got, look, let me go through some of them. Um, we got Jay Ryan. So this one's gonna be pretty good for Star Trek fans too. By the way, uh, the man, the myth, the legend, William Shatner will be here as well. Jonathan Frakes, Kate. They're basically having like a Star Trek reunion. Doctor Peter Weller will be here. There you go. So celebrating 60 years of Star Trek, and look at that lineup. Come on, William Shatner again, Bruce Greenwood. I knew I was forgetting somebody, and Jay Ryan, as long as Peter Weller as well. So, sorry. Here we go. Gadsden Fallon as well. Fam Jensen. I might have to snag a pic with her. Man, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I grew up on those X-Men movies. All right, so she is my Jean Grey through and through. So yeah, this one I'm actually pretty excited about this one. We're gonna have the Soup family as well. Also for Appreciation Day, so back again with that low price of $35 for autograph and photo. So we got Brandon Routh, Lara Vondervoort, sorry, Helen Slater, Erica Durrance, and Tom Welling. So that's pretty good. I mean, Brandon Routh, come on guys, that's awesome. Tom Welling, yeah. So, and again, for $35, I think you guys need to make a trip down here. Let's see who else we got. Larry Thomas. Oh yeah, our good friend Daniel Logan is coming back. Also part of the fan appreciation for $35. He's only gonna be here June 12th though, so make sure that you plan accordingly. Tyra Reed, same thing, $35. Oliver Richards. Oh yeah, so this one is pretty fun. Um, we will be having the Senate and Darth Vader in the house. And not only that, but you could get a picture with both of them, Master and Apprentice, um, which will be available on Saturday and Sunday. And I believe these ones are already on sale. Let me make sure of that, but I'm pretty sure these ones have already mm, been posted. At least I thought it was. Mm, yes. Okay. So Hayden Christensen is posted already. And Duop. Here we go. All right. So let me share this screen now. So you guys can get an idea. If you are coming into town, you're gonna know more or less what to expect. So 359 for the dual photo op. I don't know, guys. I might have to do this one. Hating by himself is the autograph is 175, and premium is 225, and bulky is 275. You know how they do their prices, man. Not much we can do about that. But where is the where is the picture? I wanted to see the photo up. Oh, photo up. Here we go. 210. So there you go. 210 for the chosen one. So yeah, I think I might have to do that dual photo up. Um, Obviously they got more, but this one I'm pretty excited about this one. They got the Andromeda cast as well, 189. Got the Smallville reunion for 139. Two Supermanses for $99. Come on, that's pretty good. And then two Supergirls, also for 99. So again, guys, make sure that you are checking out spacecon.com. Whoops. For the latest updates and the latest pricing as well. And yeah, so just a reminder, the event takes place on June 12, 13, and 14 at the Freeman Coliseum here in San Antonio. You better believe we're going to be out there. So I would say it's shaping up to be a great con, guys. The guests are top notch. So yeah, think about it. So I'm just going to go here quickly through some of the announcements that they made. I think we saw most of these. Oh yeah, I forgot. Alan Richardson is going to be here too. So yeah, um, again, think about it. It's pretty good. I think it's definitely going to be worth it. The trip, and it's San Antonio. We got an airport. It's pretty good. Also, speaking of local, attractions, if you're thinking about making a trip out here, we do have the Dark Side Pizza Company in Bernie, which is not in San Antonio, but it's very very close. You guys have seen the pictures. The place is amazing, and I can attest to the quality of the food. The food is great. Also, our friend Jans from Legacy Custom Arts Dioramas has a Star Wars theme uh, coffee establishment as well, which is actually very close to the airport. Conveniently so, you could land, you could go there, grab a coffee, chat it up with Jans, and then head out to this awesome convention, SpaceCon, here in San Antonio. Again, June 12th through the 14th. It would be awesome if you guys come check out, this event. It again, this is the third one that we put together, and it's really good. Okay. Also, for clarification, they're not done announcing guests. Okay, we're still just in January, so we still got to think about a couple months period where they're probably still going to announce more people. um I wish I could tell you, if we're gonna have some big names. I haven't heard anything. All I've heard was are whispers right now. But again, the lineup as is right now is pretty good. So check it out once again, SpaceCon San Antonio, and spacecon.com for your tickets. Actually, you know what? Why don't I just do this? I'm gonna post the link to their website right here in the chat, so you guys can check that out. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was weird. Okay, sorry. I don't know why it created like 1,000 messages. But yeah, if nothing else, just Google SpaceCon San Antonio, and you should be able to. I don't know why the website link was weird. Okay, let me go back into the chat here. Like I said, just Snow, brother, Snow. I got you. Hey, Alois, is OBP laughing, Rosa. What it do, brother? Says Big John in the house, another great local artist. Which, by the way, I think probably pretty soon, him and I were gonna announce something. Okay, well, stay tuned. Stay tuned. Summertime here now. That's right. That is right. Hit that like button, peeps. Thank you, Rosa. And yes, I would greatly appreciate it if you can show the mythical YouTube algorithm that even though we're a little bit cold, we're still watching, we're still having fun. So appreciate it. Big John says, bro, Space Gun is literally pleasing the fans and is killing it. They are doing very, very well. I agree. That's like a nice lineup for Space Gun. Yeah, and like I said, they're not done. But to me, just with the ones that they have announced already, it's very worthy show. So yeah, think about it. And Star Trek 60th anniversary, right? It's crazy to think. I met Jerry Ryan at a con. She's really nice. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. She says Rosa. Brian in the house. What's up, man? Only con of the year I'll be attending. So many legends, bro. Let me know. Let me know. Okay, let me know when you get here. All right. Ultra says Erin Durant's underrated, and she's another actress that deserves more recognition outside of Smallville. Hey Johnny, Abs Bryant. Ultra Ernst is another underrated star. He, along with Rico Cucci, Andrew Garfield, should have been given the lead role for Rebirth. They have more talent over Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, the movie wasn't even that great, so maybe they dodged the bullet. For me, they prefer doing autos photos at these types of local cons than at Celebration, just because how hectic it gets at Celebration, dude. 100%. At Celebration, my policy now is to try and get people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to get, right? But for example, like I wouldn't get I wouldn't get Ian McDermott at Celebration because let's be honest, you can see him at another con, like you said, that are more local, more chilled, maybe even a little bit cheaper. All right. Hayden Christensen, kind of the same thing, you know. He's not rare. Like, let's be honest, he's awesome. And I'd like to see him every single time he's at a con, but he's not rare, right? Like, he's not a rare appearance. So I totally agree, RMD. Again, for Celebration, I would just go for like the ones that you know never come out to a con or you know might be their last con or something like that. Like you try to hit the hard to get ones. Okay, so um, speaking of celebration, we could, yeah, I guess we could celebrate some of the news that we got a little while back. Okay, so it was finally confirmed, guys, after years of rumors and debunking. It seems that pretty much Kathleen Kennedy will be stepping down um, as president of Lucasfilm, right? And the transition will happen very, very soon. And it will fall on to David Filoni and to Lin Brennan. They will be co-presidents. Dave Filoni, my understanding is that he remains chief creative officer. So I guess he has two titles now. And then Lin Brennan will be more. To me, it seems like she'll be more on the administrative side, which I think is basically what she was doing already. And up to a point, it makes sense. I think it's a very similar strategy of what we saw with DC. If you guys remember, the creative guy is James Gunn, and then there's actually another administrative guy, which I forget his name right now because he doesn't come out as much, right? He's not as prominent, but it makes sense to divide and conquer in this particular sense that you know you want to leave the creative person um, with enough room to basically do what they uh, what they really like to do and what they're really good at, which is again, you know, the creative side, right? The creative side of things, and then you can leave, in this case, Lewin as a more administrative role, which again she was doing. She's been doing for many years, and she's been doing well apparently. So it just makes sense to play to their strengths. Um, Brian says, speaking of influence with. Hey, let's go, dude. I got a couple of local spots for barbecue, man. So, like I said, just let me know. Um, so yeah, we finally got, you know, our wish come true. I don't know. I mean, now let's be clear about something. Kathleen Kennedy is not, it's not retiring, all right? Because I saw a lot of headlines that say like, "Oh yeah, she's gone." She's not gone. She's just stepping down from the president chair, right? And I think David mentioned it here. She will remain as an executive. Where is it? Here. Kennedy will return to full time producing, including the studio's upcoming future films like Mandalorian and Star Wars Starfighter. So she's still involved, okay? Again, it's not like she's completely gone, but it does seem, of course, that Filoni is taking the reins, right? Which is something we've been talking about, you know, wanting to happen, etc. So let's not forget, you know, the of course there have been big achievements. I'm sorry, under Kathleen Kennedy, many wins. And if you guys remember, last year we had that. I don't know if I can call it a bomb dropped on us, but we had a big news where we found out that it wasn't even Kathleen Kennedy who was saying no to projects. It was good old Bob, right? Bob Iger, head of Disney. He's the one that apparently was really um, invoking like the veto powers, right, for a lot of these shows, a lot of these projects. So just keep that in mind. You know, just keep that in mind. Um, Kathleen did give us Rogue One, did give us Andor, along with many others, of course, before the merger or the acquisition. But speaking of Bob Iger, I think is being reported that he might be out again. By the way, soon. So we'll see. I saw something that said at the end of the month, as soon as like next week, basically. We'll see if that's true, and if it is, be curious to see who takes the reins in this very complicated landscape, right, for media. Um, Disney, as we know, hasn't been doing awesome. They've definitely been looking to change some directions and to fulfill a lot of the expectations that they themselves had for their projects, right, for years now. So we'll see if this change in direction gives them that boost, right, that they've been searching for years now, it seems. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to cover this because we didn't talk about it last time. And yeah, let me know what you think. Overall, I think it's positive. Um, you guys know I was never like super hating, like Kathleen Kennedy, but I was never, defending her either. So, like I said, I take the good with the bad. Um, I'm excited, of course, that Dave Filoni will have now more control, more power to be more creative. But at the same time, I do wonder if the well will run dry under those circumstances. I hope not. And I know he loves this stuff, so I know he won't intentionally, right, do things wrong. But let's be honest, if he's running everything, um, there's bound to be a uh, a miss, right? Like they can't all be W's. Like he's gonna have to take a few hits, like for sure. So we'll see how the fandom reacts when that happens. I don't, in my personal opinion, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. Again, nobody can hit all home runs every single swing. So I'm sure there will be some misses. And then we'll see if we as in the fandom in general, right, um, cover up for him and be like, it's all right. Like it wasn't that bad. Like we can take another, we'll get him next time, Tiger. Or if we lash out like we did with Kathleen Kennedy, right? We'll see. I think only time will tell. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. And again, I think overall it's a positive bit of news, and I am very very excited for the new projects. So let me catch up here with the chat real quick before we talk about some new projects and some that I think are just never gonna happen. So let's see. RMD says, Happy for Filoni. He's our only hope. Also, next month, Disney is going to announce who will replace Bob Iger. Exactly. So, hopefully, this is the start of something great. We got Brian in the house. What's going on, man? I had Pinkers last time I was in town, but I am told there are other, but I do prefer my Kansas City barbecue. I mean, Pinkerton's is very good. Don't get me wrong, but there's a couple of local spots that I like that don't get like as much love, maybe, but I think they're just as good, and there's no like huge wait. So, you coming down again for SpaceCon, Brian? I was wondering when Iger was going to leave again. Yeah, pretty soon apparently. I fear things would only get worse. We'll see. I'm trying to remain, hopeful. I think the creative side is in good hands. Everything else, I don't know. Disney approached me, but I said I was too busy with my YouTube channel. Exactly, man. Don't let them take you away from your um from your journey. Don't let them interrupt that. Good job. You turned them down. General Kenobi says, Nerd affiliated. What's going on, brother? Welcome. Appreciate you joining, man. Ultra saying hi to Nerdy. Obi doing the same. Ultra says nerd and saying hi to OBP as well. Okay, so for the main topic today, and like I said at the beginning of the show, man, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, today. Um, A lot of stuff happened, and I'm kind of glad we're here to talk about it, early. So, um, okay, I'm gonna start with the bad. Okay, I'm gonna start with the bad because I'm going chronologically as I saw things develop today. All right. So, speaking of Darth Maul in general, um, today, literally in the morning after I finished my first meeting, which was at 6 in the morning. Who does that? Anyway, not the point. After I finished my first, morning meeting, which I barely woke up for, by the way, I crack open Instagram like I do pretty much every morning, and man, yeah, that really woke me up. Not to be too descriptive, but there it was a very graphic video, right? A reel, very graphic, and it was top of my feed. It just boom. So I was shocked, and I was like, "Why am I seeing this? Like, why did this come up?" And then I see who posted it, and it's none other than Ray Park. Ray Park, who played Darth Maul uh, in live action in both The Phantom Menace and in Solo, Star Wars Story. Ray Park, who gave us great, motion capture for that arc in Clone Wars, where Darth Maul fights Ahsoka. Again, Ray Park, who gave us Toad in the first X Men, who was Snake Eyes a couple of times, and whom I haven't really seen do much since. So, if you guys have been following Ray Park, on Instagram, you know that every so often he has, I don't know what to call him. He has like episodes, he has bad days. Again, I don't know what the proper description of it would be, but the point is that there have been several days when he's on Instagram, trash talking his, what is it, his wife, his ex-wife, I'm not even sure. And so previously he's actually, posted uh her cell phone number, right, on Instagram. And he said something like, "Oh, for a good time, call," and the number, right? Which again, definitely not great, not cool. And he's gone on rants, about her and like taking his money. Anyway, not to dwell too much on it. My point is that he has historically posted, you know, um, unhinged like comments and unhinged, posts, which are later either taken down or, I think, what was it, 2 years ago he had his account actually shut down. He's back, obviously, but today I think he definitely took it way too far. All right. I just want to be clear. I want to spell it out here. Um, I There's no scenario where I condone that kind of attack. Really, uh, I think all of us here, in the community, can agree that that's definitely not something anybody should do to another person. But again, I just want to flat out come out and say it, for clarification. I do not condone that type of behavior. I do not condone that type of posting. Um, it's an utter like betrayal of trust. It is completely uncalled for. I don't care what problems, they're having as a couple or as a family. It does not warrant that you use your public platform, right, to attack your significant other, former significant other, whatever, and especially not with something as intimate as one's body. So again, I just wanted to clarify that and be frank about all this and be specific in my stance. Okay, again, definitely not something that we encourage or something that we tolerate even. So I first of all, again, I just want to be clear. I unfollowed him. Yes, I was following him before. I unfollowed him. That's again, I'm done. And of course, I'm not the only one. Throughout the day, the community has been posting quite a bit regarding that. So one of the posts that I want to show you here is from our friends at Rebels Comic Con, right? Whoops. Let me do this so maybe you can see it better. So I'll read it in case you can't see it. To the Rebels Comic Con friends and family, our values are non-negotiable. At Rebels Comic Con, we are committed to fostering a community built on respect, safety, and accountability. We do not tolerate abuse, harassment, or exploitation. The safety, dignity, and trust of our community will always come first. That's coming from the Rebels Comic Con ownership, okay? Which I knew what they were talking about, right? But then they follow up with the actual post. So if you guys remember, Ray Park was scheduled to be at Rebels Comic Con Year 3 in August here in Texas. And as you see that, uh, they basically spelled it out, right? Ray Park will not be appearing at Rebels Comic Con 2026. So there you guys have it. Me personally, I think it's the right call. Um, I think if they had not made that call, there would definitely be, some backlash. Again, I um, I hope Ray Park, finds the help that I think he needs. I hope he deals with the issues that are troubling him. That are obviously troubling him. Um, but I yeah. So, like I said, I unfollowed him. He has something like 200,000, followers. And the worst part is that the again the graphic material that was posted about his ex-wife, I'm assuming, um, lasted quite a bit up on Instagram. All right, I think somebody mentioned that it was up like 8 hours or something like that. Like by the time I saw it this morning, the timestamp said 5 hours ago, which I was like, there is no way this post was done 5 hours ago. But then, like I said, somebody mentioned it on an Instagram story or an Instagram post that that stuff was just out there for 8 hours, like a third of the day. I'm like, how does that even happen? What is Instagram doing? Um, so yeah, again, not something good. Definitely not something that our community, I think, stands for. So good on Rebels Comic Con for taking action uh, pretty much immediately, right? Like as soon as they saw it, I'm assuming they briefly discussed it, and there it goes. As a fan, right? As a fan, it sucks because I think we would all would have liked to see Darth Maul come back in live action, and I think we would have liked it to be um, him, right? The OG. Um, I really don't think that's gonna happen now. If it was slim chances before, I think he just like nuked them. I think he torpedoed that ship. Um, so yeah, I do not see him coming back for anything. I don't know that he is involved in Shadow Lord in any way or capacity. I don't know if he made some motion cap, maybe. Um, I'll be honest with you. At this point, I'm kind of hoping not. If you would have told me this, even yesterday, I'd be like, oh yeah, I hope he did, some work for the show, and I hope they used him, his movements and stuff, because he portrayed Darth Maul, obviously, so he knows his style, his movements. Um, but today, I really, really hope that's not the case, because if it is the case, that means he's involved somehow. Maybe not super directly, but if he's involved anywhere into the Shadow Lord, they might have to actually um, modify it. They're not gonna cancel the show, but they might have to scramble to, remove an episode. I don't know. What I'm saying is there might be some like censorship that has to happen, right? Um, because of Ray Park, if he's involved. Again, I don't think that he is, and at this point, I'm hoping he's not. Um, and yeah, again, it sucks from a fan like standpoint, but the man, he definitely brought this on himself. So he was just here a month ago here in town in San Antonio, and he was already kind of doing some of that bad posting stuff. So I wasn't feeling it, if I'm being honest. So I didn't go and see him. Yeah, I guess he just kind of imploded today. So yeah, that like I said, from a fan standpoint, that kind of sucks. But yeah, he's definitely not in a good I think mental health space. So I really really hope he can find the help that I believe he definitely needs. Um, because that's no way to live either. I mean, the man complains and he sounds tortured, and you know but uh, again, I have a very hard time feeling sorry for him when he goes out and does this, right? Which to me is inexcusable. Like, I'm sorry, that's just not something you do. You know, if you're hurting or otherwise, like that's just, you don't do that. Okay, you don't do that to somebody that you claim you love or you loved at some point. All right. So again, I just want to be clear on my stance on it. If you don't agree with it, that's your prerogative, right? But as I said, uh, myself and of course my channel, will never stand for that kind of behavior. Encourage it or let it slide. So okay, that was a bit of a rant, but just you guys, in case you didn't see it, again, I think a lot of us here follow him or followed, past tense him. Um, and so you might have seen it unravel today, um, or you might have not, if you haven't caught up with Instagram. So let me catch up here with the chat here. Do, 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 do. Just on Neil's post about Ray. Yeah, exactly. She just saw him too. Ayo, the boy was wild on Instagram. Hope he gets help for real. Yeah, man, me too. But yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't know. I follow him too. Yeah, so there you go, Rosa. Yeah. Sorry to break it to you, but yeah, it's been like I said, he's having a bad day for sure. Definitely not cool what Ray did. Glad I don't follow him on Instagram. Yeah, man. Like I said, I was shocked. Opened the app, I was like, whoa. Is that what Rebels Comic was supposed to? Yep, that's it. That real come on my feet in public setting. I had to quickly turn my phone on the table and crack my phone screen. Dude, same. Like if I hadn't been like, uh here, because I took the call here in the morning. If I had been at the office, dude, I could have gotten in trouble. Like that was, and you're right, it was public. It was public feed. Like it's crazy. Probably has something to do with that. Yeah, absolutely. Ray Park will not return Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, dude. I don't think he's gonna return anywhere, bro. Laughing OVP. Aaron Declare, I don't think he will be in Doomsday. Yeah, nope. LOL says Rosa. I think his video is taken down. Yeah, now it's taken down. But like I said, when I saw it this morning, it had been up for 5 hours. And apparently it was up for another like 3 or 4 hours, which is, again, that's like mind boggling to me. Like, how does Instagram let that, slide? Definitely the right move by RC. I think so. I think so. Ultra, I know I was just making a joke. Yes, sir. Brian says 11 p.m. our time Tuesday night. Ray was gonna cancel on Rebels Comic Con before they cancel him. He does help, but I'll never discredit what he did for the role and for Star Wars in the early days. Yeah, and like I said, um, from a fan standpoint, of course I wanted to see him, come back as Darth Maul, right? But it is what it is. And yeah, he's been canceling shows like left and right. I think it's part of the same thing. I was very surprised he was here in San Antonio in December for a convention. So yeah, with him it was like 50% chance that he was going to cancel. So um he does need help. Yeah, yeah, he does. And like you said, right, he did great things. We loved him for them, but it seems that time has passed. Now, there's plenty of good martial artists out there that could replace Trey for motion capture. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He's definitely on some drugs. Yeah, there's definitely issues there. I do hope Ray looks for and gets some help. Me too, man. Because yeah, yeah, for sure. Brian says everyone just needs to step back and hope someone helps him. But me as a fan and us as fans can't take away the impact that he made on the big screen. Really sad what mental health can do to a person. Yeah, man, no kidding. No kidding. It's definitely no joke. Most definitely quick with the unfollow. Yeah, yeah, same. I was like, dude, yeah, I'm done. My Instagram feed is broken. So yeah, guys, that's the first half. So that's the first part of the roller coaster ride that has been today. Because after that, actually, after that, um, we got we got an announcement, from Star Wars, um, basically telling us that Maul Shadow Lord is gonna get a trailer tomorrow. Uh, so as you know, this is a new show centered around Darth Maul and his time as, um, basically a crime syndicate boss, right? So this is meant to bridge some of the gap, at least, between where we last saw him in Clone Wars getting away and when we finally meet him again in Rebels many, many years later, right? Many, many years in the timeline, of course. So Maul Shadow Lord is an animated show. Um, the style to me from the images that we've seen looks very similar to the Clone Wars, but it has been reported that it will not be the exact same, type of animation. So they are gonna try for something new. Um, so I want to ask y'all, what did you think? Do you think this was coincidence? The fact that all of this stuff is going on with Ray Park, and all of a sudden, Lucasfilm is like, hey, 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 trailer tomorrow. By the way, because they made the announcement like in the afternoon, right? It wasn't even that early in the day. My reasoning, my theory is that it was a little bit of damage control. And damage in the sense, again, Ray Park is obviously very associated with the character, but let's be honest, um, he hasn't really portrayed the character, in many years and in many. To me, whenever I hear Maul, I hear Sam Witwer's voice, right? Well, he's Maul voice, of course. He has many voices. And so I was thinking about this, and I kind of feel that Lucasfilm, first of all, this was on purpose, okay? To me, there's no doubt that this was on purpose to announce that we're having the trailer tomorrow, right? Not today, tomorrow. Why? To give people a little bit cool off, and then, okay, tomorrow I can enjoy the trailer, right? So that's one. To me, it was intentional, 100%. Second, I kind of do think they're trying to maybe separate the the character from the person, right? From the actor, uh, which I guess it makes sense. And so maybe they just decided to jump the gun and be like, you know what? Let's just put it out there. Let's just, remind people that this show is coming. Let's remind them that Ray Park has nothing to do with this project, right? Again, I don't know if that's the case, but that's what I'm thinking that they want to transmit to the fandom, right? So let's remind them this is coming. It's all Sam Witwer. He was involved. Of course, portraying Darth Maul, but he was also involved in the story. This is a little bit of his baby, too. Of course, Filoni's involved, all of that good stuff, right? So I kind of think that might have been the mentality. We'll see if it works. It definitely has people buzzing, I think, and if nothing else, guys, Darth Maul is trending today for one reason or another. The chat is all about Darth Maul on social media today. So that's kind of what I want to ask y'all's opinion on why was this done today. Like I said, that's my theory. I'm kind of sticking to it, but I want to see if anybody else has like a different take on it. If anybody else knows, more details on it. OVP says, kind of makes you wonder if Ray knew that Star Wars was gonna post that trailer announcement. It could be, right? It could be the other way, like you said. Maybe he was somehow still in the loop, and he jumped the gun, right? Like he's like, "Oh, you guys are gonna take away Maul from me, or you're gonna talk about Maul? Well, I'm gonna give you something to talk about too." Maybe that's also a possibility. I hope it is at least 12 episodes and 2 or 3 seasons. We'll see. I wouldn't count on any extra seasons. You know how they're doing it right now. They're playing it by ear, right? If the show does well, it gets a second season. If it doesn't, it's off to the pasture. For me, when I hear Maul, I also think about Sam, but the Clone Wars, exactly, yeah. Which again was a very defining, episodes, right? That's really where Darth Maul came back and became the character that we know. And Sam Witwer is really a huge part of that. So again, I'm kind of thinking if Lucasfilm is trying to remind us of that, it's like, hey, Darth Maul is Sam Witwer. That's it, right? I don't know. OVP says, General, have you seen that TBC Darth Maul Shadow Lord fig showing up at Target stores? Nope. Also online on fan channels. I've seen the pictures, but I haven't seen it live. Our targets are picked clean right now. I went to one, was it 2 days ago? And there was literally two figures, and they were the same figure. I'm just saying, like quantity wise, there was only two figures. That's it. Literally no Micro Galaxy Squadron. No. Oh, there were some like little plushies, I think, and that was it for Star Wars. There was nothing, dude. It was empty. Brian says, I don't think Subaru posted that video 11 p.m. Tuesday night. As far as with productions and stuff, we worked. They have schedules and deadlines when teasers and releases dates are announced. I don't know, man. I'm just saying it is too much of a coincidence. I like your theory there. I have the Maul Ahsoka diorama from Sideshow and there. Oh, dude, yeah, that scene from Clone Wars. It is, it's so good. It's so good. And Ray Park made the motion cap for that scene right in the show. But yes, that diorama Rosa is incredible. It's one of the nicest ones I think they've done in a little while. So yeah, guys, there you have it. Tomorrow we will have a trailer. Um I think it's gonna be a good one. If you guys remember again, what we know about this show is that again, Darth Maul is a crime syndicate boss, right? So we're gonna see him obviously, make a grab for power in the imperial setting, right? Remember, these are imperial times now. So the emperor is out there. So Darth Maul is trying to kind of keep a low profile, but not super low. I think he's, basically gonna try to have some carve himself a piece of the pie, right? He's like, hey, the Jedi are gone though, so that only leaves the Empire, and I know the Emperor, so I can more or less navigate, right? How to stay off his radar, which, to be fair, he kind of had done before. Um, but what I think is going to be very interesting for the story, and Sam Witwer told us this himself at Rebels Comic Con, is that Darth Maul is an apprentice. All right. So he's gonna have an apprentice, and from the pictures that we've seen red, skin, red skinned Twi'lek. So of course, immediately we all think to Darth Talon. If you guys remember, in the expanded universe, the timelines are way too far apart, right, for that to happen. But those don't really count anymore. So they can do it if they really want to, right? They can really bring in dark talent into canon at this time in the story. So I'm very excited. I think there's still a lot to be told in that time period. There is seizing power. The Jedi are basically gone. The few that remain are in hiding. So it's like the stage is primed, right, for Darth Maul to carve himself some territory, some power, right? So again, I think the um, the show will be fun. I don't know that we'll see him like fight too much, because again, there's no Jedi technically. So I don't know if he's gonna go up against Inquisitors. That'd be kind of fun, right, to see. But we have seen that before in Rebels too. So I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how he navigates staying off, or maybe the Emperor does know about him and he's like, he's fine. I got bigger things to do. We'll see if this starts covering some of the stuff that we saw in Solo, right? I would think it would lead up kind of to that. And yeah, we'll see what the direction of the story goes. Again, I'm very interested about having the apprentice. Remember, there's plenty of rooms for cameos if they really want to do it. I'm kind of hoping they stay from that for a little bit. At least a few episodes, maybe even the first season, or maybe like the last episode, right? They show us Obi-Wan or something. Because I am curious to see where Darth Maul. First of all, where is he? Right? Like what system, what side of the galaxy he's hiding on, or what side of what sectors he's becoming. Like his domain, and how the Imperials deal with that. So I kind of want to see more about Maul, right? Um, I want to see where he finds this apprentice. Is it a runaway Jedi? Is it a force sensitive child that wasn't identified in time? Is it an experiment? Is it you know uh did a did why I'm blanking out? Did a Night Sister smuggle one of the kids out of Dathomir before they were wiped out? That all that kind of stuff, right? Like that's what I'm really interested on. Of course, we can see, dude, we can see everybody. We could see Yoda, we could see Obi-Wan, we could see Cal Kestis, um, et cetera, et cetera, right? We could see Solo, we could see Kira technically. So, but like I said, I'm more interested on where do they take the story. I kind of want it to be a little bit more focused, right? Hopefully they do that. Um, but yeah, again, we are gonna have a trailer tomorrow, so I am very excited about that. Once we see it, really, record a few thoughts and post it on the channel. So stay tuned for that. I think everybody's gonna be doing live streams tomorrow, to talk about it. So make sure you also check out our friends from the Hyperdrive. George and Sexy Flexy. I'm sure are gonna talk about it tomorrow night. So make sure you tune in for that. So yeah, quite the day, quite the roller coaster day for us Star Wars fans, right? With a very beloved character, and man, it's kind of yeah. It's okay. Let me get back here into the chat. Rosa says, "What's the timeline of this Maul series?" Basically, right after, or well, the period of time. Right, I don't know if it's gonna start right after Order 66, but yeah, it should be around there. It should be after Clone Wars and before Rebels. It's kind of the basic, right? So they got plenty of time, to tell a story. I have already auto my Maul episode 1 saber, but now I have to get Sam auto. Oh yeah, I did for sure. Hey, what is going on, Nilda? How you doing? Appetite for Collectibles in the house, saying, "Hey everyone, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you could join us." Hello there, Nilda, says RMD. Hey, RMD, says Nilda. Hey, Nilda, says Rosa. RMD says, "I hope to see Kieran this year." Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. I don't know that we'll see her right now, because I'm wondering if they're gonna do this chronologically. Then it means we're closer to the Clone Wars, right? To Order 66, and I guess Kira is still like a kid, right, around that time. So, yeah, but it would make sense, I think. Neil, great to see my friend, says Ultra. Rosa says, the talent is probably from before the battle. From before the Battle of Yavin. Yes, it will be. Before the Battle of Yavin for sure. If you remember, Maul is gone by the Battle of Yavin. He got taken out by Obi-Wan during Rebels. So there is um, there is that time period, right? Like I said, when we saw him leaving or escaping Order 66, where we see him fight Obi-Wan, right? Hey Neil, this is Rob. Nerd Feeling says, I guess I need to print a Maul Saber, but not a prequel one. Nice. So he does have a new one, just in case you haven't noticed on the images that we got from the show, he does appear to have a new one. Nilda says nerd affiliated. Hey, look who it is, the man, the myth, the legend. Joseph, what is going on, brother? Dude, congrats, man. I've seen you get announced a couple of times for a couple of conventions, man. I told you last time at Rebels Comic Con, and I gotta do it next time. I need your autograph, bro. I need your autograph. I need a signed, picture from you before you get too expensive, and I cannot afford you. But if you haven't, guys, go check out my friend Joseph Ortega. Very talented actor. He's been in Stranger Things. He's been in a ton of things. He's actually, got to act with Pedro Pascal too. So make sure you check him out. He is now doing the rounds, at different conventions through the country as a guest, which I think is super, super cool. So he's kind of made the transition, from a fan, which he's always been a fan. But his job and his talent have now launched him into, the other side. So now he's the talent. He's the one out there shaking hands, giving autographs and pictures. So make sure you check it out, which is very cool. And again, man, very, very well deserved. All your hard work, I think, is starting to pay off. So I'm glad to see that. Hope holds well. Well, thank you so much, man. And we stay in book. Yeah, man, you should, man. I see you starting off 2026 with a bang. I got you. Yeah, man, for sure. Let's do it. I'm hoping I see you at least at Rebels ComCon, in August, man. But check out SpaceCon here in town in San Antonio. Okay, the lineup is pretty solid. So think about it. It's in June, so you got some time. But yeah, think about showing up to that. Okay, so I think that is gonna do it. Again, I hope that the trailer is really, really good for tomorrow. Like I said, guys, I just want to say one last time. Um, you know, it's sad, what goes on with Ray Park, but again, you don't do that, all right? It's just not okay. Okay, what he did. So, me personally, like I said, I unfollowed him. I can't tell you to do the same or not. That's up to you and your personal decision and your personal code. But yeah, I'm kind of done with that. That was just not good. Again, I wish him well. I wish him that hopefully he can uh, get his mental health back, right, and improve, on the issues that he's got. And again, I am sad from a fan standpoint, but like I said, that's just not something we condone or we accept, right, in any way, shape, or form. So once again, I just want to throw it out there as a closing statement. Maul Shadow Lord, though, remember we can dissociate the character from the person. So I think Sam Witwer is gonna freaking kill it in this show. I think he's finally gonna get a little bit of breathing room, to spread his wings. The man is a lore legend. He's gonna do good for the character. And like I said, I'm very excited about the trailer. Hopefully, we get to talk about it tomorrow. And if nothing else, like I said, check out the Hyperdrive with George and Elijah and Frankie, of course, and all those guys tomorrow night. And I'm sure they're gonna cover it. I'm sure they're gonna talk about it. So yeah, let's hope for the best. Let's enjoy, that we are getting more Darth Maul. About time, I think too. And yeah, guys, I'm excited. I'm hoping that they hit us with a release date, which I haven't seen. If anybody has seen an actual release date, let me know. But I'm thinking they might throw that out there tomorrow with the trailer. I'm hoping. Okay, last few things here on the chat. Jake, look, going to SpaceCon? Nah, he doesn't really fit the profile for the show, to be honest. They go for, like the big, like, crowd pleasers. Now Jake Lloyd would be awesome for all the fans. They would definitely show up in force, but I don't know that he's ready, for that kind of a show yet. I hope so. I hope he gets there. And it was awesome to see him, with Daniel Logan. So I want to talk to Daniel, when he comes to town for Space. Kind of want to talk to him about about how Jake is doing. But it would be an incredible thing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I'm not saying it's impossible. Let's see. Oops, I lost my place. Where am I? Let's pray for the guy. Yeah, man, for sure. Like I said, hopefully he gets the help he needs. Oh, nice, says Rosa. Hey, Anil, this is OBP. Hey, Rosa, says Nilda. Hey, Archer, says Nilda. Hey, Obi, says Nilda. RMD says Sandwich Era. Let's go. Yes, sir. He's gonna kill it, man. Early might release in May. That would be. I mean, I would like it to be, but at the same time, we got the Mando movie, so I don't know that they would want to do that so close. Maybe they release it in April and then it ends just before the movie, something like that. Hopefully, yes. So I think as long as it premieres, the first half of the year, I will call that a win. All right, because yeah, it would be awesome to see that stuff, and then we get to see the movie in theaters, right? For the Mandu movie. Okay. Last thing, please don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, General Kenobi's Bunker, all one word. We're also on Instagram, general.kenobis.bunker. We're also on TikTok at general_Kenobis_bunker, and on Threads at general.kenobis.bunker. So make sure that you're following us on all social media. That's where we post stuff, where we post updates, and when we post where we're going to go live and when we drop a new video. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out here on this Wednesday night. I hope that the rest of your week goes great. I hope that you'll stay warm, okay? Be safe out there. The weather's supposed to get pretty crazy here in the next few days. So, make sure you're stacked up on toilet paper, water, whatever you need. And yeah, stay safe out there. Hopefully, we get to hang out next week as well. And let's enjoy the trailer tomorrow. So stay safe. Love y'all. And have a good night. The next one.